Test 1, 2. How's it sound, Dave?
Good. How do I sound? Good?
You sound good?
All right, let's rock and roll.
All right, I'm going to turn this off.
Yep.
If oh, could the walls talk? Kennedy High School has seen many great teams, players, and events and games here in Waterbury, Connecticut for a number of years. And tonight, we've got another good one here in the Jack Tagley Gymnasium. The Division II quarterfinal. Number 4, Kennedy, takes on number 5, Xavier. And one team will advance to the semifinal to take on the winner of St. Bernard and Windsor. WATR's Division II quarterfinal is sponsored by DeGiorgi Roofing, Ion Bank, your local neighborhood Waterbury pharmacies, including Della Petra Pharmacy, the law office of Logan, Vance, Sullivan, and Corey's, and by the Stations Restaurant. Hello, everybody. Chris Saunders alongside my partner in crime, as always, Dave Grant. Dave, first off, great to be able to have you back with me. I know you were gone, and it's okay, I forgive you. But second, I just have to say, this crowd is starting to pile in. It's getting a little bit more filled, and we know there's a chance of a high precipitation, some snow potentially, so more than likely will be a snow day tomorrow. I know our game on Wednesday, or rather Tuesday, has been pushed to Wednesday. Career will take on Platt, number 2 versus number 6. But we've got a great one here. The Xavier Falcons and the Kennedy Eagles.
Yeah, the 4-5 matchup is always a good matchup. It's supposed to be the best game because they're so evenly, and I think they both have very similar records and play in similar type leagues, so I'm looking for a good game tonight. The keys for Kennedy tonight are going to be, number 1, how do they adjust without James? James is out, had against Greenwich a sprain, is in street clothes. He's really their point guard, the guy that runs the show out there, the guy that gets them out in transition for the most part, and he is on the bench. So Kennedy has to adjust with that. Their keys tonight is to play their transition game. They don't do very well in a setup game. They play transition very well. Also, we've seen them, they live and die by the 3. So they got to be on them with the 3-point goal too, because they take a lot of shots. And then, obviously, it's going to be, how do they control the boards? Do they control the defensive boards? You know they're going to get a couple offensive boards here and there because they're just ball hawks. But how about the defensive board? And last and most importantly, how do they D up on Parker? Can they get their zone to adjust to make sure that they know where he is at all time and they've got a man in his face at all time? The guy's pumping in 27 points a game. He's the go-to guy there. They got to contain him.
This is a Kennedy team that has gotten off to very hot streaks in the beginning of games. The game that you and I did against Greenwich, they were up 13-2. The game against Middletown, they were up 6-0 early. And you mentioned the 3-point shots as far as for Kennedy. They made 11 against Greenwich. They made 10 against Middletown. Now, it wasn't the same percentage, but they still made 10. I feel like this Xavier team has not only length, they've got size, they've got some speed, and according to their head coach, Coach Coes, Mike Coes rather, in his 24th season with the program. He's been around since the 99-2000 season. His brother coaches Tim Coes. He's at Mercy, the all-girls school. Xavier's the all-boys school. They are heading to the Sun. I know Mike Coes wants to be able to have another opportunity and get to Mohegan.
Yeah, and, you know, this, like I said, this is the game that you look at and you really got to just close your eyes and go like this, you know, who's going to win, because the 4-5 matchup is always a tight matchup. And you know, statistically speaking, each team wins half of the time. So it's not an advantage just because you're the number 4 seed. I just saw come in to the gym here, Jack Taglia and his wife Sandy, one of our halftime guests. We are playing here at the Jack Taglia Gymnasium in Kennedy High School. Jack, one of the great coaches from Kennedy, as well as a teacher and guidance counselor at the school for many years. So we'll have him at halftime. What do you think, Chris? I mean, I told you my keys what I think Kennedy has to do. What's your take on it?
I mean, you're asking the guy who didn't, you know, reach the level that you did for basketball, Dave. But I have to tell you, my keys, and I kind of mentioned this in the Middletown game as well. We know that Kennedy will get points out of Serrano. We know that they're going to get points from Trueheart. Trueheart's had a fine postseason so far, and he's really making a case why he deserves some high accolades. But I think the big question is going to be, what are they going to get out of Morrison? What are they going to be able to receive, maybe not in points, but just overall performance from Musolare? Because in both those players in the Middletown game, they won 80-55. They got 14 from, I think it was 14 points. I have to go back and look. But either way, Morrison had 14. Musolare had 7.
Yeah, and
that's huge.
You know what another key is? Tucker. Yep. Tucker is a tough kid out there. He really is. He plays heads-up D. He seems to get the ball, you know, at the right time, the right moment seems to be there. Yep. He's physical. You know, he can maybe bump Parker around a little bit and maybe take him out of his game. You know, everyone from Kennedy is going to have to step up tonight and play their A game to go on to the semifinals.
Now, you mentioned some people that are coming into this game right now. I see Eric Suzio from St. Paul. He played for the Falcons, and they lost in the second round, but he had a fine season. Also a great football player as well. Also saw Jason Levy from the Rep Am. Also saw the former head coach for Derby, Eric O'Toole. He's here. We're starting to see the gym get packed a little bit more than kind of what we saw. I know you weren't here for Middletown, but more people are showing up, Dave. I think that, you know, I think the quarterfinal kind of attracts the people to come.
Yeah, and don't forget, Dan Scavano's here, and we can't leave out Clay Johnson.
No,
he's sitting down there taking pictures. Clay was a great player back in his day. Like I said, he played for Holy Cross and he played for UConn. So you can't forget about him. I think, you know, I don't think the crowd is going to be a 6th man for Kennedy tonight. It looks like a lot of Xavier people have shown up tonight. So I think it's a pretty neutral crowd, which is cool for a quarterfinal. You would like to have something like that.
The starting 5 for the Xavier Falcons, coached by Mike Coes in his 24th season. Number 2, Matthew Bellavance. Number 12, senior Anthony Parker. Number 15, Kobe Champy Jr.
Parker's got some girth to him there.
Yes, he does. Number 31, senior Peter O'Brien, known as the lunch pail blue-collar player, as Coach Coes mentioned to me in our conversation yesterday. And lastly, number 33, Aiden Driscoll. So 4 seniors, Dave, and 1 junior amongst the starting 5 for the Xavier Falcons.
That's a good team to have. 4 seniors out on the floor.
A lot of veterans.
That's a real good team. They've been playing each other for 4 years. That's a good team to have out there.
And now the starting 5 for the Kennedy Eagles, coached by Armin Lavasser in his 8th season. Number 33, Lennox Serrano. Number 10, junior Hakeem Trueheart. Number 23, senior Isaiah Tucker. Number 20, senior Janarius Davis. And lastly, number 32, sophomore Terrence Morrison. The starting 5 for the Kennedy Eagles. We'll send it back to the station when we come back. Tip-off here from Kennedy High School in the Jack Taglia Gymnasium. This is the Division II quarterfinal right here on 1320 WATR 97.7 FM. The Division II quarterfinal live here from Kennedy High School in the Jack Tagley Gymnasium. Chris Saunders alongside Dave Grant. The winner will take on either #1 St. Bernard or #8 Windsor. And the Falcons, if you're just catching us either on 1320 WATR 97.7 FM or on YouTube, Bellavance, Parker, Champy, O'Brien, Driscoll, the starting 5 for Xavier. And for Kennedy, it will be Trueheart, Davis, Tucker, Serrano, Morrison. Jabari James, who was injured in the second half against Greenwich, is not playing for the second straight game. Missed Middletown and also missing the Xavier game.
That hurts for Kennedy.
Oh, a lot. Kennedy's ready. Xavier is ready. Parker, Serrano, the opening tip will be won by the Kennedy Eagles as they go left to right on your dial in their home white uniforms. Parker wearing number 12, a player to watch for Xavier as he's guarding Serrano. Morrison to Tucker, now top of the key, swinging around the three-point line. Now to Serrano. Defense by Xavier, strong. Tucker, 3. No, misses the 3, outside part of the rim. Defensive rebound by Xavier. Now Xavier's in transition. Parker trying to go coast to coast. No good, one and done. May have been hit by Morrison. They're letting him play early on. Hakeem Trueheart, a talented player for Kennedy. Gives it to Morrison near the top, guarded by Bellavance. Now Trueheart, swinging around, throws it right over to Xavier. Intercepted by O'Brien for Xavier. Pulling up in the left corner, swish! And Xavier strikes first. Kobe Champy with the 2.
That's only because Mr. Davis twisted over the line there and got down on the ground and couldn't get back on D.
2-0 in favor of the Falcons over Kennedy. They've gone off to an early start in both their Greenwich and Middletown game. And then a switch by Serrano. We're tied 2-all. About a minute into this first quarter. Each team has scored 2 points, 2 from Champy for Xavier, 2 for Serrano, as Xavier in their black uniforms go right to left on your dial. They are the away team, the number 5 seed in Division II. This the quarterfinal. Parker, long range 3, no good, outside part of the rim. Offensive rebound by Xavier, second chance. Bellavance, Parker calling for it again for the Falcons. They're guarded by Tucker. Give and go over to Driscoll. Driscoll, the fade, no good. And Davis gets the defensive rebound, 2 and done is Xavier. Davis, guarded by Bellavance. Now Trueheart. Trueheart, give and go to Serrano. Serrano able to keep it alive still for Kennedy, swarmed by 2. Now Morrison, top of the key, 3. No, misses the 3, 1 and done is Kennedy. Parker has the ball for Xavier, floats it high over in the paint, and then Davis with a rejection and somehow kept it alive, but no, he stepped out of bounds.
That was a good call underneath. He tried to jump back in, but the rule says once you're established out of bounds, you cannot touch the ball before someone else, and he did that time.
Parker inbounding behind the Kennedy basket.
Another block.
Yes, how about that? Second block by Kennedy. Right there, first was Davis, and then Hakeem Trueheart. Trueheart getting by 2, goes up, no whistle blown. The
oh, they're letting him play.
Yes, they are. Bellavance over to Parker. Parker was fouled by Morrison. His first, team's first at the line for 2 is Anthony Parker.
Now, you know what? That was a foul. I agree with the call 100%, but there also was a foul down on the other end that they didn't call. They got to call it on both ends and be consistent.
The officials for tonight's game, Sergio Lewis, Dave Lewis, and Rob Bono. First free throw by Parker is good. Lead is 3-2. Xavier ahead of Kennedy. 5:47 remaining in the first quarter. Second free throw good.
He's money from the line.
Yes, he is.
Good form.
Xavier, 2 of 2 from the stripe, as Dave mentioned. They're up by 2 over to Kennedy with 5:40 remaining in the first. In the corner, swinging around is Kennedy as they attack left to right on your dial. And Hakeem Trueheart drills in a 3 from the top of the key. And Kennedy has the lead, 5-4. 5:25 remaining in the first quarter. Parker wants to answer back.
Wow.
And he does.
Holy cow. That was NBA 3.
Parker with 5. 7-5 Xavier. 5:15 in the first to go. Davis to Trueheart. Now Tucker. Left pocket 3. Completely missed the 3 and actually went out of bounds. It looked like possibly maybe even fell. But regardless, it's back over to Xavier. Inbounding is Champy to Bellavance, the senior. known as a gritty player, number 2. He wears for Xavier. Now Parker, can he do it again? Nope, outside part of the rim, he missed there. Here goes short on transition. Kennedy's got the numbers. Outside to Morrison. Morrison to Trueheart. Morrison, catch and shoot from the right side. No, missed the 3. Davis trying to keep it alive, and it's hit out right to Parker for Xavier. 7-5, Xavier leads by 2. Bellavance, give and go, over to O'Brien, and count it!
And that brings the Xavier crowd alive.
And that foul's going to be on Morrison. Quickly, his team second. And that's not good, as the Kennedy Eagles bench is already very thin.
And you know what? Remember we said they have to do from the three-point land? Kennedy right now is only 1 of 5 from three-point land.
A little different than what they were in the last 2 games.
Yep.
Free throw is missed, however, so Xavier 2 of 3 from the stripe. The missed and 1 by O'Brien, but it stays 9-5, Xavier leads. Trueheart trying to cut it, and he does. Nice left hand soft touch in the paint by Trueheart. It's 9-7, Xavier up by 2 with 4:20 to go in the first. Division II quarterfinal. Number 4 Kennedy, number 5 Xavier. Champy, Parker, guarded by Tucker. Parker, Bellavance. Xavier moving the ball well in the corner. Left side good by number 15, Champy. He's got 4.
They have
7.
Great ball movement. Very patient team out there looking for the open man.
Hakeem Trueheart has the entire student section for Xavier cheering on defense as they travel from Middletown. Under 4 to play in the first quarter, 11-7. The lead in favor of Xavier. Tucker to Musolare. Musolare to Trueheart. Trueheart outside 3, a little bit too hard. Defensive rebound by Xavier. That was Peter O'Brien. Or correction, that was Driscoll. Parker. Bellavance. Left pocket 3. No. Trueheart gets a defensive rebound. And now in transition are the Kennedy Eagles. Trueheart. Musolare. Nice 3. No, it was an air ball. Not a good shot by Kennedy. They're sound out for 3s early, and it's showing. Serrano is able to keep it alive for Kennedy before it went out of bounds. Davis. 3. No good. Rims in and out. It goes out of bounds. Last touch by Musolare of Kennedy.
1 for 8 from three-point land. Kennedy is trying to get back in this game too quickly. They're settling for the 3. They got to move that ball around and get some bunnies down low.
3:07 to go in this first quarter. 11-7. Xavier leads. Left wing, rather left elbow, no good by Driscoll. The whistle blown, foul on the court, and that's going to be on Kennedy. That's Tucker, his first, team's 3rd. Xavier yet to commit either a team or personal foul. They both equal 1 anyway. But
well, I wouldn't say they yet to commit it. They yet to been called on it.
That's also true as well. Bellavance swinging around to the top, or rather the right side to Champy. Now Bellavance again. Under 3 to play in the first. 11-7. Xavier leads. Kennedy the number 4 seed. Xavier the number 5 seed. Parker working on Trueheart. Give and go in the paint. Contested. No good. Offensive rebound by Xavier.
Jump ball. Oh,
man. They let him play again. Davis lost the basketball. It's swatted away. Xavier has it. Bellavance. Parker. Right elbow. No. Serrano gets it for Kennedy. Hakeem Trueheart.
Davis, what do you call it? Parker's lucky. They usually call that foul reaching in on that. Got away with another foul, too.
Parker spinning by and puts it in. 7 for Anthony Parker, averages 27. 13-7, Xavier leads. This is a talented Xavier team. They're all over the basketball, Dave.
I told you, 4 or 5 seed is the toughest one to call.
Tucker
and they're
again.
Just way off from three-point land.
Both times Tucker not shooting well. It didn't even come close to the rim, Dave.
If they miss next time down, coach has got to call a timeout and reorganize. Here goes another long 3.
Parker missed the 3 to the hands of Trueheart for Kennedy. 1:40 to go in the first. 13-7. Xavier leads, and then Trueheart was fouled. 2 free throws for Hakeem Trueheart. First foul of the day for Xavier.
Didn't call it to the 1:39 mark.
And the foul was on Driscoll, his first, team's first. Trueheart already has 5 points. First 2 free throws of the day for Kennedy. A left-handed shooter is Hakeem Trueheart. First free throw. No good. 0 of 1. 2 substitutions coming in, 24. And also looks like 40 are both in for Xavier. Brown and Dargati.
Very deep squad.
Yes. Second free throw by Chuart is good. 1 of 2 is Kennedy from the free throw line. Chuart's got 6 points. The score 13-8. Xavier leads Kennedy. 1:30 to go in this first quarter. Trying to give it over to the right side to Brown. Staying on the side of Kennedy with Xavier possessing the basketball. Champy in the paint. Brown drawing 2. Outside. Dargati.
Wow.
Got it. Aiden Dargati. Or rather, Drew Dargati, I should say. I was looking at Aiden Driscoll. Nice job by number 24.
Dargati's godfather is Steve Peichel, the coach over at Rutgers.
Yes, Belovance has the ball for Xavier. Belovance wearing number 2, 16-8. Under a minute to play in this first quarter. Xavier leads. Belovance in the zone defense for Kennedy. Down to 45 seconds. Belovance still dribbling the basketball 3/4 of the court as Xavier's going right to left on your dial. Driving is Champy. Give and go. No, it's intercepted by Akeem Chuart of Kennedy. Down to 33 seconds in the first. Chuart driving in, left hand. No, comes up short. Outside part of the rim. Here goes in transition is Champy. Champy working on Serrano. It's an air ball over the rim. Down to 22 seconds. And that's thrown from Isaiah Tucker right over to Xavier. That's Driscoll. And the second foul is going to be on Isaiah Tucker. Team's 4th.
And I would question that call. I saw an elbow push off on it. If that elbow didn't push off, then it was definitely a block call. No ifs, ands, or buts because he was moving. But there was an elbow that was thrown to push him off, and that's what Coach over there is arguing, and he has every right to argue that because that's the call it should have been.
Drew Dargati, I apologize, inbounding to Parker. Down to 11 seconds.
Parker's going to take the last shot here.
Yes, he is. The pick by Driscoll. Parker down to 5.
There it goes.
Down to 3. Driving in the right hand. No, he missed. Defensive rebound by Serrano. And the first quarter has concluded. 16-8. Xavier leads the number 4 seed, the Kennedy Eagles. We'll send it back to the station. We'll be back with the second quarter in just a moment. This is the Division II quarterfinal on 1320 WATR 97.7 FM.
They are settling too much for one and done. They are not getting on the offensive boards at all. And on the other hand, Xavier is moving that ball around, dishing it around, and they are getting second and third chances on top of it. Kennedy needs to box out and needs to have some better shot selection if they want to get back in this game.
Number 24 for Xavier, Drew Dargati, will be inbounding closest to Champy. Also at Parker, Driscoll, and number 40, Addison Brown, known as the inside player for this Xavier team, as they lead 16-8. As we're in the second quarter, Parker, Xavier in their black uniforms going right to left. Dargati again.
Wow.
Drills in another 3. He's got 6. 19-8. Xavier, the biggest lead of the game. Chuart to Serrano. Musolare to Serrano. Found his spot and swishes it.
That's what you got to do. Got to get him in that 10 to 12 foot jump shot. He's deadly from there.
19-10, a 9-point lead for the number 5 seed Xavier. Brown's open in the paint. A little bit of bully ball. Brown missed his. Serrano has the rebound for Kennedy. 7:20 to go in the first half. Morrison doesn't pull the 3. Truart wants to pull the 3, and it's a bad 3. Maybe should have held on that one, Dave.
One and done, one and done, one and done. That's what's going on. Too many three-pointers being fired up.
Parker.
Wow, that's a long-range one. Air ball.
Missed the three. May have hit the outside part of the rim, if anything. Truart to Morrison. Left pocket three. Nope, he missed the three as well. So back-to-back threes missed by Parker of Xavier and Morrison of Kennedy. It stays 19-10. Xavier up by 9 with 6:50 to go in the first half.
Totally different than the Greenwich game where they shot almost 80% from three-point line. Now they're just a mere 1 of 11.
Dargati.
Shooter.
Swing around. Parker. A little bit of bump off of Davis, so it stays with Xavier. Dave, this is an Xavier team that Coach Coe says he writes down 5 things on his board. Out-rebound, hold teams at 36% shooting, which is what they've done so far.
Yeah, Kennedy be lucky if they're at 36% right now.
Parker missed the three.
Over the back.
Yep. Foul is going to be on Champy. His first, team's second. Leading scores through the first quarter. 7 from Parker for Xavier, and for Kennedy, same thing for Truart.
Xavier crowd didn't like that, and you know what? I didn't see the contact, but I don't know how you could call it if from out here you can't see the contact in between the players.
6:20 to go in this first half. Kennedy is down by 9. Davis to Serrano. May have been lucky it was off the foot of Xavier. I have to tell you something, Dave. Kennedy looks a little bit out of sorts right now.
They are. They're out of sync, and that's probably because James is not out there doing the point guard thing for them. You lose your general, and that's a big loss.
Truart. Morrison all by his lonesome. You can't leave him open. Terrence Morrison. Second made 3 in the game for Kennedy. 19-13. Xavier still leads. 6 minutes to go in the first half. Chris Saunders alongside Dave Grant, the Division II quarterfinal. The winner will take on either St. Bernard or Windsor. Parker. Swarmed by Serrano in the corner as Xavier in their black uniforms go right to left on your dial.
There he is again.
And he does it. Second made 3 by Dargati. In this second quarter, you have to put somebody on him. 22-13 Xavier. Serrano to Davis. Trying to answer back. No, he can't make the 3. So another one and done for the Eagles. Parker, wearing number 12, has 7 points. Looking for 9. Actually, maybe tried for the assist, but it's going to be taken away by Kennedy. And then Davis dribbling way too fast off his left foot. Right back over to Xavier. Dargati.
And the coach, look, he stops them. There's no transition game there. Stops, sets up Xavier right away. They're running a set play.
Parker. Champy. And maybe by the grace of God.
That was a
Xavier,
wide open down there. He was there for an easy bunny.
And now this is kind of the first time we've seen Kennedy in any sort of adversity when you think about it, Dave.
Well, at least in the state tournament. And won.
Yep. But you're right, because let's be honest, the last time that Kennedy was down really in a game was against Career in the NVL tournament.
Exactly.
In the championship game, as the foul was on Parker, his first, team's third. So now we see what is Kennedy made of right now.
Kennedy's got to stop settling for that three-point land. I mean, they're only 2 of 13.
Free throw miss. Musolari gets the offensive rebound. Second chance for Kennedy. Davis goes up, and he was fouled. 2 free throws for Davis.
And that's on 12, I think. Nope. Came on 15. Foul's going to be on Champy.
His second, team's fourth. And now a substitution as Bellavance will be back into the game. And also looks like number 31 O'Brien as well. As that missed free throw by Kennedy before Davis is back at the line. Puts them at 1 of 3 from the stripe. First free throw by Davis. A left-handed shooter.
Whoa.
Just good.
Used every bit of the rim on that one.
O'Brien and Bellavance are in. And Driscoll and Champy are out. Davis 1 of 2 from the stripe. 22-16. Xavier leads. 4:47 to go in the first half.
Big part of this game is going to be the bench, and right now Xavier has more players to move in and out than Kennedy does. That could hurt him at the end.
Second free throw good by Davis. 22-17. Xavier still leads. They've led for some time, Dave.
They have led. Hold on, we have a little turnover. I'll tell you that afterwards.
Kennedy in transition. Davis, Musolari from right pocket 3. No, missed the 3. And Parker has a defensive rebound, and he's going to slow it down big time for Xavier.
The last time they led was 5-4 at the 5:32 mark of the first quarter.
Bellavance, Parker swimming by 2, contested, fighting for the ball, it's still hit up high. Parker has in the left low post, he goes outside to Bellavance. Now Parker guarded by Davis of Kennedy, as Xavier goes right to left on your dial. In their black away uniforms, the number 5 seed. They lead the number 4 seed Kennedy, 22-17.
Very
Brown.
disciplined goal.
Parker, 3, no, unlucky there by Parker. Terrence Morrison, number 32, has got to be careful. He's got 2 personal fouls. Trueheart, 3.
Wow, banks are open.
Yes. And what day is it, Dave?
It's a Monday, after hours. Timeout by Xavier.
And that was a big time 3. We'll take a timeout as well. 22-20. Xavier leads Kennedy with 3:44 to go in the first half. This is the Division II quarterfinal on 1320 WHTR 97.7 FM.
Here we are back at Kennedy. 1 minute ago, Kennedy was down 19-8, down by 11. They've gone on a 12-6 run to cut this lead to 2. They are down 22-20 against Xavier. Xavier called timeout. Let's see what they do to adjust.
3:40 to go in the second quarter. A 2-point lead for Xavier. Dargati to Parker in the corner, guarded by Davis. Parker on the drive, goes outside to Bellavance. Bellavance drawing 2. He throws it right over to Terrence Morrison of Kennedy. In transition are the Kennedy Eagles. Trueheart spinning by Trueheart. Can he do it again? No, he missed the 3. Serrano fighting for the ball. It's right to the hands of Brown of Xavier. 3:15 to go in the first half. Parker outside the 3-point line. And it goes out of bounds, and we're seeing the zone defense kind of messing up the passing of this Xavier squad the last couple offensive possessions.
What happened was beforehand, Kennedy was spread way too thin, and now they've compacted the zone, and they're not getting those passes inside like they were before.
Davis to Morrison. Morrison guarded by Brown. Floats it high over to Davis. We're under 3 in this first half. A 2-point lead for Xavier. Tucker drawing 2. Tucker reverses. Tucker can't, but there's Serrano to tie it up. It's 22-all here from Kennedy. 2:48 to go in the first half. Nice shot by Serrano.
Serrano went after that offensive board, deserved the points on that.
Bellavance. Dargati. Give and go to Parker. Brown is open. Outside Bellavance. Dargati already with 3 made threes. Parker was yet to score in this second quarter. In the corner. O'Brien.
Oh, they left him wide open.
Yeah, Parker's open. Parker
he's
misses.
off.
Yes, he is. What are you seeing with the shot there, Dave?
It just looks like he's heaving it up. He's not using enough legs.
Trueheart with 2:12 remaining in the first half. We're tied 22-all. Do you think maybe endurance could be a factor here? A little bit tired?
Could be.
Davis up 2. Window.
Oh, nice move.
Kennedy is up by 2. Their first lead since early in the first quarter when it was 5-4. Under 2 to play in the first half. Chris Saunders alongside Dave Grant. Halftime will also have Jack Tagley and Andy Guion. Parker, right hand, no, gets his own offensive rebound. No, he misses as well. Trueheart's able to spin by 2. In transition is Kennedy. Trueheart trying to get over Bellavance, and he does. 26-22, Kennedy. 1:30 to go in the first half. Dargati back to Bellavance, 3/4 of the court, as Xavier's going right to left on your dial in their black uniforms.
18-6 run by Kennedy to pull ahead.
Bellavance trying to cut it. Yes.
Oh, he finally got it. 3-pointer, too.
That's 5 made threes by Xavier in this first half, and the lead is down to 1 for Kennedy. Morrison 3, missed it. Inside part of the iron. 1 minute to go in the first half. Xavier trying to catch the lead back, as they're down by 1. 26-25, each team with 14 fouls. Parker 3. No, a little bit too hard. Davis and O'Brien. It's O'Brien who comes up with it. Dargati, bang! Bangs in the 3 goes Dargati. This kid can't miss. 28-26, Xavier. 37 seconds to go in the first half.
I think Kennedy's going to hold for last shot here. Xavier's got a little run of their own. They'd be dumb if they take a quick three-pointer. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But oh, look!
Serrano missed. Back-to-back misses for Kennedy. And now in transition will be Xavier. They'll slow down. No, they'll quick it back up to Parker. Down to 14 seconds with Xavier up by 2.
Gave him way too much time now. Yep. Xavier will hold for the last shot now.
Morrison staring on Parker. Parker throws it out. Bellavance down to 2, down to 1. It's a low percentage shot by Bellavance. Lost track of time, and the lead is 2 for Xavier, 28-26. We'll send back to the station, and we'll see which one of our 2 guests will be here at the table. This, the Division II quarterfinal on 1320 WATR 97.7 FM.
So we're back here at Kennedy High School. Halftime of this quarterfinal game between the number 4 Kennedy Eagles and the number 5 Xavier, I don't know.
Xavier Falcons.
Xavier Falcons. Man, what a second quarter. Listen, first quarter was all Xavier. Second quarter was predominantly Kennedy, with Xavier coming in with a 6-0 run at the end to take the lead coming into half, 28-26. Kennedy shooting woes, 3 for 16 from three-point land, although they did get a couple when they seemed to really need to get them. Xavier did not buckle as Kennedy was going on a 18-6 run against them, and then, like I said, Xavier came back on a 6-0 run to end the quarter to be in the lead by 2. Chris?
You think about, and I just noticed this now, so shame on me. Xavier didn't make 1-2 in that entire second quarter. All came from the three-point line. They made 4 of their 6 threes in the second quarter, and that realistically has kept them in this game right now, which, as we've seen, the turnovers have been piling up for both teams. In the first quarter, it was Kennedy. Second quarter, it was Xavier. The threes, while were raining for Kennedy in their first 2 games, it's not so much like that. For for Xavier, they are having success from that. And right now, they lead by 2. But it's been one of those games, Dave, where I feel like the adjustments per quarter, per timeout, which I don't think we saw Kennedy call a timeout in that entire first half.
No, we didn't. And I'm going to tell you what, you know, the great Ali Vestro and I used to say on a game like this, and it's so true, he who streaks last wins the game. Because this has been a game of streaks back and forth. Kennedy adjusted very well in that second quarter. They said their zone was way too open, and they collapsed their zone, so they weren't getting the ball inside for those easy ones and putbacks and everything. But in the same token, that does leave you open for threes. Now, I don't think Xavier had a very high percentage for three-point land, but they did they were able to get 4 of them, which totals their 12 points that they got in that quarter. You know, they outscored Kennedy 16-8 in the first quarter, and Kennedy outscored them 18-12 in the second quarter. So great adjustment, and you know, you say this all the time. You know, we used to say growing up, live by the jumper, die by the jumper. because there was no three-point shot, all right? So we said that for the mere fact that you have to have an inside-outside game. Well, the same holds true today. Unfortunately, today you say live by the three, die by the three, because it seems that the kids love to take that three-point shot more than anything else. So, you know, the second half is going to be, you know, can Kennedy continue to contain that zone and not have a mental letdown? You know, giving up three-point shots, knowing some of them are going to go in, but also be effective down on the other end. There's too many one-and-dones for Kennedy in that whole first half. Way too many.
And I think if you're Coach Peichel of Rutgers, you're watching your godson right now, Dargati. 4 made threes. I don't think he's missed one yet. And it doesn't matter because he made one contested. He's made them open. He's made it in transition. This kid right now, mind you, he's coming off the bench. He has more points than Parker does. Parker was held to no points in that second quarter. You were talking about having, and for people who may not know, we're about less than 5 minutes of the halftime. Chris Saunders alongside Dave Grant for the Division II quarterfinal. You mentioned about how he wasn't getting his feet into his shot. For people who may not know the ethics of basketball, what exactly did you mean by that?
Well, taking a jump shot is twofold. It's using your legs to get some spring and using your arms. If you use too much arms, you're going to have a flat shot. You're not going to get an arc on the shot, and you have less chance of it going in. At the beginning, he was using his legs as he was jump shot and hitting them. But what happened was he got tired out there. I don't know if they're used to this transition, but Kennedy kept the Jets going all first half, up and down, up and down, up and down.
Yep.
So that the fatigue factor may have set in, and that gave them the lull and Kennedy to get back in the game. But that made Parker's shot flat. He's not getting enough oomph into his shot, and that's why he's coming up short.
Now, I do see that we do have one halftime guest here.
Yep.
It's going to be Andy Guion if he wants to get off his phone so he can come on. That'd be great. Now he has to spit out the gum. We're about 3:20 left of the halftime as Andy will be taking his turn. He's going to get the mic. Sir. He's going to sit down. He took off the hat, so he's showing off the nice hair, or lack thereof.
Lack thereof.
Andy.
Chris.
Pleasure to be able to see you again.
Good to see you.
In person, not via Zoom or anything.
Or text message,
which is awesome. That's always great.
Yep.
Andy, you know, before we get into obviously the nitty-gritty with the football stuff, because I love what you do with the program at Xavier, what are your thoughts about the first half? Because you've seen this Xavier program quite a bit.
Yeah, I would say it's a lot of fun. The two really, really good basketball teams. You know, Kennedy's very skilled. That number 10's he's a good basketball player, man. And 33 is great around the paint.
Yep, Serrano. Yep.
Yeah, and they've got some weapons, man. They're a good team. They're fun to watch. This is going to be a good game.
Xavier's got some talent as well. I mean, Parker, I know he didn't score in the second quarter, but, you know, he's a fine player. I love to see where he ends up going forward. And then the Dargati kid, 12 points.
Yes.
And I think he made 3 consecutive threes.
Yep.
I found this out from Coach Coase when I was speaking to him yesterday.
Yep.
His godfather's Coach Peichel. I'm sure Coach Peichel's not watching this, but if he is, he would be so happy if his godson right now.
I mean, and Drew's a freshman, so that's what's even better. The kid can shoot. Yeah, the kid can shoot. It's like we were just waiting. I think Mike was probably just waiting for him to get his opportunity to go against a team that played zone and got him in there. First one went down, and now he's hot. Hopefully he can stay hot the second half.
Then we got about less than 2 minutes of the halftime. I've got the head coach of the football program for Xavier, Andy Guion, who's been a part of them for a number of years. Now I know you and the boys are getting ready. Getting ready for the football season. Which I mean, you guys are still doing the weightlifting and such, and the spring. I saw the schedules came out. At least I saw for a couple teams that I see in the NVL. How is that going? How's the morale for the young guys coming back?
Well, I think the offseason for us has gone very, very well. It's a different attitude. Our kids are really taking to the weight room. They're working extremely hard every day, 3 to 4:30. They're in there and they're working hard. We had another good day today, and you know, we're looking forward to what 2023 can bring. We've got a lot of guys back. We only had 14 seniors, so we feel like we have some experience returning, and we've got Styles Mitchell coming off an injury again, and you know, he got half a season this year, but we feel like he's one of the best players in the state.
Now, before I let you go and we get back to this game, one player that maybe people may not know about yet, but should know about Xavier next season.
I would say there's a couple. Bryson Smith, our running back linebacker. Ian Pringle, who's also a running back linebacker, is going to be a sophomore. Yep. And Richie Lang, our senior outside linebacker, who's going to be terrific.
Andy, I appreciate it. Great to be able to see you.
It's great seeing you.
You look great.
Take care.
Always, always. Less than 30 seconds to go of the halftime. Chris Saunders and Dave Grant will be back in just a moment, as this game has been quite exciting. The lead is 2 for the Xavier Falcons, and now I look to my left and I see the big Irishman.
Yeah, Coach
O'Leary.
Coach O'Leary, just had a chance to talk to him. We're talking about you got to just keep winning, baby, and sometimes you need that luck of the Irish to do it. And it don't matter, a W is a W. I told him, complete the mission. We're going to see you Wednesday night. Complete the mission. Get the MVL to Mohegan.
As one big guy to another, can you guys relate as far as the way you guys see basketball? Because I feel like if you're talking to, let's say, someone like my size, I see it differently than someone who, like Ronan O'Leary. You're both big guys.
Yeah, but you know what? As a coach, as a student of the game, you got to be able to see it from all levels. And Ronan,
all right, Kurt, we're back on. We're good.
so as a big guy, you know, as a coach, you got to be able to adjust and know the whole game itself. So Kenny's going to start the ball with the possession, and here we are, second half underway.
Leading scores through the first half, it was Dargati with 12 for Xavier, and then for Kennedy, also with 12, is Hakeem Trueheart. As the Kennedy Eagles will start with the basketball in the third. Trueheart lost the basketball, picked up by Serrano. It stays with Kennedy. Morrison, 3. Yes, he's got it! The 3 by the sophomore, Terrence Morrison. He's got 6, and the Kennedy Eagles regain the lead. They're up by 1, 29-28. 30 seconds into this third quarter. Champy. To Bellavance, number 2. Parker was held scoreless in the second, had it tipped by Serrano. It's right to the hands of Hakeem Trueheart. He's in transition. He's dangerous when he is. He threw it up high. It's going to be Isaiah Tucker for a second near the corner. But then a foul, rather it went out of bounds. No foul, went out of bounds by Kennedy.
Lost the ball. That was a good play by Trueheart, knowing that he had no shot at the rim, to try to throw it up high to one of his players. But you don't get out of control like that. You got to stop. You can't go out of control like that.
Bellavance to champion number 15, back to Bellavance as Xavier goes left to right on your dial in their away black uniforms, the number 5 seed in the Division II quarterfinal. Kennedy, the home team, the number 4 seed in their white defending. Nice pass inside, no, missing the right low post. It's a fumble on the ball, hit up high. It's right to Isaiah Tucker near midcourt. Tucker, give and go Morrison, pump fake, 3, no. One and done is Kennedy. 6:40 to go in the third.
I can't believe they settled for just one shot. They had numbers there. They should have looked for someone inside. You can't be, you're going to die by the 3 if you keep taking it.
Slide away by Serrano, and there's Hakeem Trueheart to pick it up, or rather catch it from the sky. Tucker's wide open. It may have been tipped. No whistle blown. And that is very surprising they didn't call it.
That was definitely a goaltend. Bad call by the officials.
It looked like the ball was going right inside to the hoop.
And the ball was in the rim when he slapped the backboard and shook the backboard. That right away is a goaltend.
And now they call a foul on Xavier. Maybe a makeup call. I don't know. Foul's on Driscoll, his first, team's first.
Once that ball's in the cylinder, if you touch the net, the rim, or the backboard, that is basket interference. That should have counted.
Davis inbounding behind Xavier's basket. Serrano was hit as he shot. Trueheart has it, keeps it alive for Kennedy. Morrison, 3.
Whoa!
Bang! The sophomore with 9, Terrence Morrison, 32-28. The lead is 4 for Kennedy. Adversity for both teams. Both Xavier and Kennedy. 3 by Parker. Missed the 3. Davis gets the defensive rebound for the Kennedy Eagles. Hakeem Trueheart. Morrison from the left pocket.
Boom! 3 in a row!
He does it again. And a timeout is called by Xavier. The sophomore Terrence Morrison coming up with some big-time shots. It's 35-28. Kennedy, let's keep it right here. The sophomore, didn't I tell you it was either going to be Mussolari or Morrison?
You did. You absolutely did, Chris, and you're right. And this young man has come out here blazing from three-point land. Unlike the first half where they were 3 for 16 there, 3 for 3 from three-point land. Right now to start this quarter, they have gone on a 9-0 run to take this lead, this 7-point lead.
And Dave, I have to tell you, because I had an opportunity to be able to talk with his father, who's the assistant coach. He showed me pictures of how many shots, because they have a shot machine, of how many shots he takes per day. He shoots over 60% while shooting with the shot machine. And he shoots 300, 400, 500 shots a day, Dave.
That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do if you want to make them.
And he's only a sophomore.
Perfect practice makes perfect.
Parker inbounding behind his own basket, gives it to Bellavance, number 2. Now the adversity on the Xavier side, looking to answer.
Champy.
Yes, he did, but Driscoll to Bellavance. Champy, number 15, in the corner to Parker. Zone defense, they broke it there. Drawing Bellavance. Now Champy. Bellavance is open. Bellavance, 3, may have been tipped by Truart. Right to the hands of O'Brien. O'Brien, Serrano guarding. Morrison lost it. And stays with Xavier. That's Parker. Parker, nice pass.
Nice pass.
Points go to Aiden Driscoll. His first points of the game as Dargotti's waiting to come back in for Xavier. 35-30. Serrano from the stripe, a little bit too hard. One and done is Serrano for Kennedy. Long vertical pass. And it may have been actually tipped by the rim. Probably went way too forward, Dave, there.
Yep. Good move by Kennedy to hold up. They didn't have numbers. Come back and set up your offense.
Isaiah Tucker to Truart. The lead is 5 for Kennedy. Under 5 to play in the third. Truart to Serrano. Left pocket 3. Missed the 3. Back on transition will be Xavier with Parker. Parker guarded by Morrison. Parker will go outside. Morrison staring him down. Now Davis. Give and go. The assist. Parker. The points. Champy. He's got 6. There's Champy.
That's happened twice in a row now to Kennedy. They got to wake up and collapse a little better. They didn't collapse like they were in the second quarter.
The lead is down to 3 for Kennedy. Truart trying to make a pass off the hands of Tucker. And I think Lavasser is saying maybe it was off of Xavier, but regardless, the players wearing the black uniforms, that's Xavier, will have the basketball here as Bellavance is out, and as I mentioned, Dargotti's in.
See the streaks that are going on here?
Yep.
See the streaks going on? He who streaks last will win this game.
Champion of Parker.
Or he who streaks best.
It may be that.
Yeah. He who streaks best and gets a lead, a big lead.
Parker in the corner.
You said that 3 times.
Dargotti. Give it over. Serrano, and that's the first missed 3, I think, by Dargotti in this
game. Yep.
Truart. Picked by Mussolari. Truart working on the trees. Trying to make the pass outside. Parker's there to intercept it. Parker working on Mussolari. Nice spin. Hit as he went up. And they'll get 2 free throws. The foul's on Tucker. His third. Team's first here in the third.
No doubt it was a foul.
Oh, 100%.
No doubt.
Parker's at the line for 2.
I don't know how any Kennedy player could sit there and say, what.
Well, I think Serrano was communicating to Tucker. They're like saying, I had that. But regardless, Tucker committed the foul. First free throw by Parker in the third. It's pure. Parker now with all 3 made free throws as Xavier, who did not shoot a free throw in the second quarter, is 3 of 4 from the stripe in the game. Second free throw is no good. I jinxed him. I did the dance.
You did that.
3 of 5 is rather Xavier from the stripe. 3:38 remaining in the third. 2-point lead, it stays for Kennedy, 35-33. Serrano to Tucker. Tucker.
Oh, Parker. He gave it right to him.
Parker gives it up, rather. Parker
He's
keeps
easy.
it. Yep, way too easy for Parker. Making now 10 for Anthony Parker, who averages 27. And we're tied 35 all.
7-0 run by Xavier to combat the 9-0 run by Kennedy. See, 2 streaky teams.
Isaiah Tucker over the hand of Parker, missed the 3. Serrano gets the offensive rebound, goes in, and he was fouled. O'Brien's first, team second.
Serrano skyrocketed in the air to get that.
Almost like Go-Go Gadget.
Yeah, right? Go-Go Gadget? I would say $6 million man. 2 different errors.
2 free throws for Serrano, the all-NVL talent. First free throws of the game. First one missed. 3 of 5.
Can hear those nails coming across the chalkboard.
Tucker's out, Mussolari's back in. Free throw here would put Kennedy up by 1. Second free throw. No good. But Davis has it for Kennedy. He was hit, went up.
Oh, no. No. That was a horrible, stinky call. Stinky call. Horrible. Absolutely horrible call.
And Lavasser is having his word with one of the officials.
He should. That was the worst call I've seen all game.
Champy, Dargati, he's open for three.
Hit the backboard.
Yes, he did. Second miss for Dargati in this third quarter after not missing in the first half. Truart taking it himself, lost the basketball. It's taken away. Aiden Driscoll, 33. Now to Parker. Parker spinning by, and they blew the whistle on Truart.
And that was a foul. I could hear the slap with my earphones on.
I heard it too. Truart's first, team second. A high-intensity game between number 5 Xavier, number 4 Kennedy. 2:33 remaining in the third. We're tied 35 all. Parker gets up.
Walked.
Parker lost the basketball. It's going to be Truart. Truart working on. Truart off the window, no good. Truart fighting for the ball still. He falls on top of it. Gives it over to Davis. And now a timeout. Yes, timeout called by Kennedy. We'll take a timeout as well. We're tied 35 each. 2:19 remaining in the third in the Division II quarterfinal. Right here from the Jack Tagley Gymnasium at Kennedy High School. This on 1320 WHTR 97.7 FM. Back-to-back misses for both Xavier and Kennedy, and neither team, Dave, wants to come away with a lead.
Yeah, Xavier had a nice little bunny that they missed down there. Their promise, they're getting that look.
Missed three by Serrano, so again, another one and done for Kennedy. Give and go, Champion.
Oh, there you go, travel.
That time, they got it.
Yeah, if anyone's interested, end of the first quarter, Holy Cross is in the lead, 15-14.
Yep.
So far, I've seen two bad calls in this game. The one, basket interference when the ball was in the cylinder. Xavier slapped the backboard and moved it. No call. Second one was that travel because the ball was out of his hand before his feet came off the ground. It was not a travel.
Hakeem Truart wearing number 10, the all-brass player this year, only a junior. Number 10 finds Mussolari. Mussolari puts it in for two. His first points of the game. 37-35 Kennedy. Parker to Dargati. Now Parker. On the pick will be Driscoll. Swinging around the three-point line is Xavier in the right low post. Dargati's open. Dargati missed the three, and that's not a good shot by number 24, only a freshman.
That's a block. That's a block. There you go. Good call by the official. That was a block. And this is the official that told us before the game, if there's contact, you have to call something on that, and he made the right call.
That was your guy. That was Dave Lewis.
Yep. He's a good official. You know, the two bad calls were by that other guy underneath there.
We won't say his name.
No.
113.
Notice how I said the other guy.
This is true. Now Kennedy's got to make their free throws. They've been struggling. First free throw, good.
Not for Truart.
4 of 7. Truart has made 2 of his 3 free throws as Brown. Oh, 3 players coming in. Brown, Bellavance, and that's it. They tricked me. I looked up really quick and I saw 3 players coming.
One went to the bench to get instructions.
Yep. Champy is out. Second free throw by Truart. Good.
That
swish is a summer sound.
Yes, it is. And also a spring sound now.
Oh, well, we think.
Yeah.
It's supposed to snow tomorrow.
Yeah.
14 for Truart. 39-35. Kennedy leads. 1 minute remaining in the third. Dargati to Parker. Parker lost the basketball. Brown brought it down to the Squirrels. He keeps it alive. Now retreats outside the three-point line. Davis guarding. Morrison picks it up. He takes it away. A reach and foul by Parker. That's Parker's second, team's fourth.
Good foul by Parker, because once he got past him, it was a wide open layup. That's a great foul by Parker.
Good tag.
Sometimes you got to sacrifice a foul and do it.
But now Parker's got to be careful. He's got 2. Champy's got 3. Driscoll has 2 as well for Xavier. Davis inbounding to Trueheart. 50 seconds to go in the third. 39-35 Kennedy. Hakeem Trueheart. Morrison guarded by Driscoll. Now Trueheart near the top. Serrano picking Parker. Trueheart still shooting. 3. Unlucky there. Rimmed out. 35 seconds to go in the third. 39-35 Kennedy. Parker found an opening. Broke the zone. Driscoll with 4. The lead is 2 for Kennedy. 22 seconds to go in the third.
Parker may not be scoring, but he's finding the open man for the 2-point assist.
Great point, Dave. Down to 14. Does Kennedy hold off for the final shot?
I would.
They didn't before in the first quarter.
Well, now Coach telling, come on, roll, let's go.
Down to 5. Down to 4. Down to 3. Serrano down to 2.
Wide open. Yes!
Serrano drills in the 3. He ends the third quarter with 9. 42-37 is the score. Kennedy leads Xavier as we head to the fourth. This fourth quarter could be something here in the Jack Tagley Gymnasium at Kennedy High School. This is the Division II quarterfinal on 1320 WATR 97.7 FM.
Back here, third quarter complete. Kennedy in the lead, 42-37, outscoring Xavier 16-9 in that quarter. It has been a game of streaks, absolutely. So let's see how each team adjusts in this fourth quarter and who's going to come away and head on to the semifinals. This is an interesting ball game. It may come down to a last shot. It may come down to overtime.
The leading scores through the first 3 quarters for the Kennedy Eagles as they lead 42-37. 14 from Trueheart. Serrano with 9. Morrison with 12 for Xavier. And it's still Dargati with 12. Parker just behind with 10. He averages 27, Dave.
Listen, Parker's doing a heck of a job out there.
Agreed.
He's being keyed on, and he is finding the open man and getting baskets, you know, by being the assist man.
I agree. He's doing something beyond just scoring, and that's showing his attribute as a basketball player. Parker working on Musalare. Parker up high. No, Maben contested by the rim. Bellavance keeps it alive. Trueheart spinning through. It stays with Xavier 3/4 of the court as they attack left to right. On your dial in their black uniforms does Xavier. Parker
loses the ball.
Lost the ball. Still stays with Xavier again. And the zone defense giving.
Blocked.
Yes, it was blocked by Serrano. I was about to say the zone defense giving this Xavier team fits.
Yes.
And then the score by Serrano. 11 for Lennox Serrano, the All-NBL player. 44-37, Kennedy leads. 7:15 to go in the game. Bellavance, as he screams the offensive call for Mike Coes in his 24th season with the Xavier Falcons. Champy to Bellavance, now Parker, left pocket 3.
Oh, you knew he was going to come alive eventually.
13 for Parker. 7 made threes, tied with Kennedy in terms of made threes in the game. 4-point lead for Kennedy. Trueheart spins by Parker. Nice move. Left hand. No, he can't finish. And now Xavier has a chance with the numbers, but they slow it down for a second. Bellavance, guarded by Musalare. Now Parker, who just made a 3, has 13 points. 6:35 remaining in the game. Winner takes on either St. Bernard, the number 1 seed, or Windsor, the number 8 seed. Bellavance to Champy, outside the 3-point line. Parker roaming around near the left low post. Gives it to Parker, does Champy. Fade back 3, missed the 3, and it's going to be Trueheart near the corner. Whistle blown.
Trueheart on the line.
Yep. But nice hustle by Hakeem Trueheart, and also 2 for Xavier. I missed the number of the player, but 2 players going for the basketball there, Dave.
Yep.
Parker inbounding for Xavier. Gives it to Bellavance, 3/4 of the court. Zone defense again for Kennedy. Down to 6 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the game. Parker Fade away from the left elbow. Switch. 15 for Parker. And the lead is down for 2. Or rather, down to 2 for Kennedy. As the Xavier crowd, the student section saying defense. Driscoll working on Serrano. Bumped as he went, and they're not going to count it. The foul was on the court. And the foul was on Driscoll, his 3rd, team's 5th.
You know, the crowd is upset, but that was the proper call. And this is the guy that made 2 bad calls beforehand. And see, I call him as I see him. That was the proper call.
Davis inbounding behind the Xavier basket. Gives it to Serrano, guarded by 2 now Mussolari. Davis is open. 3. No good. Putting up his Mussolari, but he missed the putback. 2 and done is Kennedy. And now Xavier has a chance to tie or come away with the lead. Parker, long range 3. No,
in and out.
The 3. And then Serrano gets the rebound for Kennedy. Chuar in transition. Chuar lost the basketball.
And he lost it.
Yes, he did. And now Lavasser is saying that may have been tipped by Xavier, as the entire Kennedy crowd saying the same thing.
I don't know, wasn't there?
Down to 5:20 remaining in the game. The lead is still 2 for Kennedy. Bellavance calling for Champy, gives it to Parker. Mussolari guarding Parker. Mussolari staring down Parker 3/4 of the court.
Almost a 5-second call. He got away from that just at the last moment.
Yes, he did. Bellavance. 5 minutes to go in the game. 2-point lead for Kennedy. Corner back to Champy, guarded by Chuar. Champy to Bellavance. Now in the corner. Parker.
Blocked.
Yes, but it stays alive with Xavier near the left low post. That's going to be Brown, and Brown's going to tie it. 44-all. First points of the game for Brown. Nice job for number 40. Only a sophomore wearing, as I said, number 40 for Xavier. Chuar to Mussolari. Mussolari to Davis. Davis pump fakes. Davis lost the basketball. He was hit. And that's going to be on Parker. That's his 3rd. Team 6th. 4:26 remaining in the game. We're tied 44-all. 16 fouls on Xavier. 2 for Kennedy. Inbounding will be Davis. Davis to Chuar. Chuar wearing number 10. Chuar still with the basketball. Bellavance stretching out his right hand. Chuar makes a move. Over the trees, no, missed it. 1 and done is Kennedy.
Not a good shot selection by Kennedy. To have that second opportunity, not a good shot selection.
Now Morrison, the sophomore, wants to take on the senior in Parker. Down to 4 minutes remaining in the game. Mussolari guarding Parker, and they blow the whistle. Parker's at the line for 2.
And he's been deadly there.
Yes, he has. Team's 3rd, Mussolari's 1st, and Parker's at the line, because he's been 3 of 4 from the stripe in the first half. Or rather, first 3 quarters, I should say. He shot 2 free throws in the first, did not score in the second, and was 1 of 2 from the stripe in the 3rd. First free throw will put Xavier up. Has it. Xavier, 4 of 6 from the stripe. Lead is 1 for the Falcons, looking to get back to the semis. This is an Xavier team that finished the season on a 7-game win streak. As Coach Coase told me, they've been consistent all year. Second free throw is good. 5 of 7 from the stripe is Xavier.
Kennedy started with a 9-0 run, and now it's a 9-2 run by Xavier for them to take the lead.
Trueheart dribbling the basketball. Was 1 and done off of Trueheart in their last possession. Down by 2 is Kennedy. Trueheart lost the basketball, regained it back to Morrison outside the 3-point line. Now Morrison pump fakes. Goes to Davis. Davis to Trueheart. Trueheart driving in the right low post, and we're tied again. 16 for Hakeem Trueheart. Nice move in the right low post by Trueheart.
Good ball movement that time by Kennedy to open that zone up for him. And, you know, Xavier wants to talk about this.
Timeout call, 3:18 remaining in the game. We're tied 46-all. We'll take a timeout as well. The Division II quarterfinal from Kennedy High School in the Jack Tagley Gymnasium on 1320 WHTR 97.7 FM.
here's the thing. He was an unselfish player.
Yes.
And, you know, they started, you know, keying on him, and he was finally the open man. Now they started to drop back, and he's starting to score again.
Dave, watch for number 40 for Xavier Brown. He's a player that could give Kennedy some problems late in this game in the paint. He tied the game earlier. We're tied 46-all. Parker, the give, and go!
That was a set play, and they let him take that shot. That was poor defense by Kennedy.
20 for Parker. 49-46, Xavier. Under 3 to play in the game. Tucker to Truart. Truart trying to tie it. No, he can't.
One and done.
Yep, Brown on the defensive rebound for Xavier. And the Falcons trying to increase the lead. Parker, guarded by Morrison. Parker retreats outside, gives it to Bellavance. Now Tucker.
They're going to take a little air out of this ball. They're going to try to spread this zone open so that they can get an easy one inside.
Parker gets by Morrison. Parker.
He's coming alive.
Yep, 22.
He's coming alive.
22 for Anthony Parker. He's feeling it. 51-46. Xavier leads. Truart reverses. Truart, nice finish. Whistle blown.
Timeout by Kennedy.
Yep. And we'll keep it right here. 51-48. And the lead is 4 for Xavier. And Coach Coase did not like something either after that shot, or I don't know, I missed it there, but either way, he did not like something that happened in the paint.
I didn't see it, so I can't tell you. I got Paul Vance sitting here. He's listening to the game. He's texting me some words of wisdom here, so I got to see what they are right now.
Let's see, what are they?
You guys sound great. Oh, we knew that already. Staples 27, Holy Cross 21 at the half. Thanks, Coach, for giving us that update. Listen, Xavier's gone on a good streak right now. They have outscored Kennedy 14-6. All right, in this quarter. You know, Kennedy only scored 8 points in the first quarter, and then they scored 18-16. They're well below their output. They're falling asleep in this quarter right now. They got to do something to spark their offense, get back in here, and contain at the same time.
And like you mentioned, Parker was doing things other than scoring to help keep this team alive with the assists, playing. And it's crazy because when you think about a young man who has so much promise as he does, a lot of times you fall in love with the me basketball. He's played a lot of we today, and I think a lot of college coaches, if they're watching either on YouTube, if they're listening to ATR, or if they're at the game, I would think they would be very impressed. And this kid he's young. He's a young senior. He's only 17.
He's a heck, you know, he could go to prep school and develop even better. You know, who knows?
Yeah. 2:13 remaining in the game. A 4-point lead. Rather, 3-point lead, I should say.
Okay, Kennedy switched to a straight man up.
Truart guarding Parker.
Oh, he walked. He walked.
Loose ball. It's on the ground. It's on the ground. Morrison trying to dribble up, and they blow the whistle. Foul is on Xavier.
He walked. Did you see that? Yeah, hop, skip, and a jump. No call. That was crazy. Oh, and Serrano is down his back. He's holding his back. That's not good news for Kennedy.
And the foul was on Champy.
That is not good news for them.
As both players, I did not see who landed on him, but it was a scrum for the basketball in the paint.
Yeah. 1:58 to go in this game with Kennedy down by 3 points, 51-48. This is not good for Kennedy to have their big guy out at this point in time. Now that foul on the visitors is going to result in a 1-and-1. Kennedy's going to come down and shoot. I don't know who the shooter was. I don't know if it's Serrano or if it was someone else that got fouled, but they will be shooting free throws at this point in time.
You think about it too, Dave. If they call the travel on Parker, Serrano doesn't get hurt there.
Yeah, exactly.
As Parker now spins from his stomach to his back.
And that was a shame because that was such a blatant travel, it's not funny. I mean, you know, a grade school referee could have called that one, for crying out loud. He stopped, he hopped, he took a step, and he didn't shoot the ball. That's a travel. You know, you can't even call it a Euro step, all right? Which is a travel anyway.
The trainers are now stretching Serrano's left leg, probably trying to see, because again, the leg, the hamstring is all connected to the back in some fashion.
Yeah.
Trying to stretch out Serrano, and you know, first and foremost, we hope he's okay. As any player, you never want to see him get hurt. And we'll take a timeout real quick. 1:58 remaining in the game. The lead is 3 for Xavier. This is the Division II quarterfinal on 1320 WHR 97.7 FM. Kurt, you can send it back here as soon as that's done.
We are back here, Kennedy, and this is bad news. We have 2 players helping Serrano. They're lifting him up and carrying him off the court. He can't put weight on anywhere whatsoever, and it looks like they're going to take him back into the room back there to check him out. Update from Paul Vance. Seymour down by 2 to Summers in the second half right now as well. Now who's going to, oh, we got on the line will be
Morrison for the 1-and-1. Down by 3 is Kennedy. These are 2 big free throws, rather 1. If he makes the first, he'll be granted a second. For Kennedy and Morrison. Number 32, Benz, free throw, no good. Truart, offensive rebound. Truart now retreats, goes outside. Kennedy's first free throw in this 4th quarter. They're 5 of 9 from the stripe. They're down by 3 without Serrano. He was injured, questionable to return. Down to 140. Kennedy taking some air out of the basketball. They give it to Truart. Truart has 18 points. Truart spinning. Truart to O'Brien, or rather spins by O'Brien. Now to Musolari. Truart gives it to Tucker. 1:25 remaining in the game. Tucker can't make it in the left low post. 1 and done is Kennedy.
That's not good news.
And now Parker will bring it up for Xavier. The lead is 3 for the Falcons. Parker driving in. Parker,
and fouled.
Yep, in the left low post. The foul is going to be on Musolari, his second, team's 4th. At the line for 2 is Parker. He was perfect earlier in the game, or rather earlier in the 4th quarter from the stripe. He's only missed 1 free throw. 5 of 6 from the stripe. First free throw, good. 6 of 8 from the line are the Falcons. 52-48. Now it's a 4-point lead. It was a 3. Second free throw, good. Now it's a 5-point lead. 7 of 9 from the stripe is Xavier. Do or die time for Kennedy. 53-48. Xavier leads. Truart lost.
Loses it.
Yep.
That's ball game. Keep the ball in Parker's hand. They got to foul him. He's money from the line. Don't give it up, Parker. You should have held on to it.
Truart's second, team's 5th. All Xavier has to do, about 2 team fouls away from shooting free throws. All basically Xavier has to do is shoot free throws and make them. And this game could be over. Champy inbounding to Bellavance.
This is going to take a miracle.
Morrison. They get over to Parker. Davis has the steal for Kennedy. Davis goes in and they'll finish. Davis with 8 and a timeout call by Kennedy. The lead is 3 for Xavier. 41.9 seconds remaining in the game. The number 5 seed Xavier leading number 4 Kennedy. And a sloppy pass by the Falcons. The steal by Davis. The lead was 5 and now it's 3. As I mentioned, but Kennedy has 2 team fouls to surrender as Serrano is still being helped on the sideline. And as we mentioned, I don't think he's coming back.
No,
I think Serrano's done.
I don't think he's coming back at all.
And if you're Kennedy, how to see your all NVL player, one of your lead players and the captain, to not see, does that take some air out of the balloon a little bit?
Oh, absolutely it does. Absolutely, he's the man that they've counted on. And listen, Kennedy can't let a lot of time go off here. Yeah. They have to foul the minute this ball gets in, and then foul again the minute the ball gets in, but not foul Parker. That's what they have to do. They can foul him on this one. They can't foul him on the next one.
Champy inbounding. Champy,
see, look, long pass.
It high to Parker.
That's it.
Parker. And they call the foul on Tucker. In the left flow post, Tucker's 4th. Team 6 at the line again for 2 is Parker.
That was a smart play that time by Xavier. All expecting the ball to come in and play conservative, and Parker takes off and they hit him running. If he had just been a half a step quicker, he would have had an and one.
Looking for points, 25 and 26 from Anthony Parker. The 25th is there.
I hate to tell you, but the fat lady is warming up right now.
Yeah, this could be, I mean, we've seen Kennedy come back from quite a bit, and it's going to be extremely difficult as now Tucker and Trueheart switch sides on the baseline, or rather on the sideline of the charity stripe.
Hey, Seymour won 61-46.
There you go. They're in the semifinal. Second free throw missed. 8 of 11.
Got to go up with it.
Is Xavier down to 33 seconds. Kennedy down by 4. Morrison missed the 3.
That's
the
it.
Defensive rebound by O'Brien. The lunch pail player is able to keep it. Whistle blown. And the foul is going to be on Morrison. Or correction will be on Musalare. His third. Team 7. So one NVL team will head to the semifinal. That'll be the Seymour Wildcats in Division 4. Holy Cross, as you mentioned, was down at half against Staples. That game's being played at Holy Cross. Also, Career will be playing Platt on Wednesday, a game that will be broadcasted here on WATR. The 1-1 is no good. Missed free throw.
Timeout
By Xavier.
Listen, Xavier has outscored Kennedy 17-8 in this quarter. Kennedy has absolutely fallen asleep offensively, and Xavier has just woken up and did what they've had to do out here. You know, quarter by quarter score, you got, 8-16 in favor of Xavier in the first. In the second, it's 18-12 for Kennedy. And then it goes 16-9 for Kennedy, and now Kennedy just falls asleep in the fourth quarter. They split winning quarters, but Xavier won the quarters by more than what Kennedy did, and that's been the outcome of the game.
And you think about, too, some of the missed opportunities that Kennedy had when they were selling out for threes early. They had opportunities maybe in the paint, but again, they were so hot from 3 in their first 2 games. They tried to be able to continue that. It wasn't there. And, again, Parker, although he did not score, he only had 10 points through the first 3 quarters. He scored more in this quarter than he has in the entire first 3 quarters that he played. On top of, like you mentioned, the assists and all that.
Yeah, they've just Xavier just exploded their game in the fourth quarter, and Kennedy just did not. A great run by the Kennedy Eagles, absolutely fantastic run. Look, we're talking like it's over. I remember we did that one year with Sacred Heart, and they were like down by this, and they came back at Windsor. Yeah, we were at the University of Hartford when it happened. But statistically speaking, it don't look very good for them.
It's tough. It'll be tough for Kennedy, but we'll see. They've got 21 seconds left.
Got to rush it up the court. You can't be playing around with it. You got to fire it up.
2-3.
Nope,
Missed the 3.
that's it.
O'Brien has it.
That's it
for Xavier. Bellavance fouled by Tucker.
That's game.
And his day is done. 18 foul. Or is Tucker done? Yes. So Tucker, his senior year will come to a close. And, speaking of Serrano, too, for a player like that, Davis, we'll have the Xavier players going over to Coach Coe's. It's a shame to have your last game, your last couple minutes, Dave, for Serrano especially, who's played as hard as he has this season and really left everything on the court.
It's a shame. It really is. And you know what? We talked about the bad call and everything, but listen, I can tell you what. 3 bad calls in a game. The rest of the game's called very good.
Yep.
Those 3 calls, if they were called the proper way, wouldn't have changed the outcome of this game.
Missed free throw by Xavier, so it keeps Kennedy alive. Down to 7.
Oh,
Davis had it tipped, fighting for it. No, it's going to be Xavier. And then they somehow stay in bounds. And then a whistle blown. The slam will not count. It will not count as the foul was called on the court. And the foul will be on Kennedy, but this Xavier team will be heading to the semis in 1.3 seconds. As all the players for Xavier will go back on the other side of their court. Shooting will be a 1-1. Will be Aiden Driscoll.
2 evenly matched teams tonight. The difference was Parker came alive in the second half. They did a great job defending him in the first half. He came alive in the second half and did what he's been doing all year round. And that's the end of the game and the end of the road for Kennedy, unfortunately.
See, the Xavier Falcons are heading to the semifinal. The final, 54 to 50.
Great season by the Kennedy Eagles. They did a great job. We're going to send it back to the station right now, pay some bills at the end here, and then we'll come back and wrap it up here, Chris.
The Division II quarterfinal on 1320 WATR 97.7 FM.
Back here at Kennedy High School, Jack Taglia Gym, Waterbury, Connecticut, West End, or as they say here, West Side. In any case, a disappointing end to Kennedy and this year. So kind of holding true to form, either out in the first round or out in the quarterfinals. They fought hard tonight, just ran out of it in the fourth quarter. Got outplayed in the fourth quarter, lost that quarter 17-8, and that was the difference in this game. And the real difference in this game was definitely Parker from Xavier. Parker from Xavier held really tight in the first half, first three quarters, comes alive in the fourth quarters. He was canning out assists, but you know what? It was his time to step up and shine, and that's what he did. Came out scoring, ends up with 26 points. Hats off to you, young man. Good luck to you on the way to go. As for Kennedy, hey, thank you very much for the memories. Thank you, seniors, for all your work and everything. Juniors, hold your head up high. You got another year left. Sophomores, got a couple more years left. Great season to make it to the quarterfinals. How many teams don't even make it out of the first round?
Well, you think about this as a Kennedy team that over the last 5-6 years, I mean, you know, it was either semifinals or first round loss. And over the course of now the second year with Coach Levasseur, you know, second turnaround, he's with them for a couple years, then coached at Career. I mean, last year they made it to the semis. They lost to Kobe. You know, they lose to a very good Xavier team here in the quarterfinals, just shy of the semis. But, you know, the work that has been done by Kennedy over the last 2 years is remarkable. And, you know, when you think about the seniors that are graduating, in Janarius Davis, who came back after being gone for a couple years, Isaiah Tucker, Jabari James, who I'm sure it killed him that he couldn't play, and then also, too, in Serrano, who was injured late in the game, Musolari, and Victor Velez. We wish them nothing but the best of luck as far as their next journey.
Go ahead. Yeah, you're right. I'm just letting you know your coach friend's coming over to say goodbye to you. That's
I saw him.
I'm walking over here, over on the other side. I see Ronan O'Leary over there with his best friend, coach of Kennedy, Serrano's Armin Levasseur. Serrano's getting crutches, yeah. And Levasseur and O'Leary, they're talking to each other right now. Like I said, best of friends. When Coach Levasseur was not coaching high school basketball in the area, Ronan said, hey, you know, I know you're down in New Haven, let me bring you aboard, though, and used his expertise and everything, and they developed a special friendship. I'm sure we'll see Armin at the game on Wednesday night.
So, Dave, any final thoughts?
Disappointed for Kennedy. Hats off to him for a great season. Looking forward to Wednesday night. Hopefully Career and Seymour can bust us into Mohegan. We'll see what happens.
Dave, I'll see you on Wednesday.
I will. I'll see you on Wednesday.
That'll wrap things up here from the Jack Tagley Gymnasium at Kennedy High School. Our thanks to the coaches and ADs of both Kennedy and Xavier. This, the Division II quarterfinal from Kennedy High School, has been sponsored by DeGiorgi Roofing, Ion Bank, your local neighborhood Waterbury pharmacies, including Della Petra Pharmacy, the law office of Logan, Vance, Sullivan, and Corries, and by the Stations Restaurant. The leading scores for both teams, Xavier 26 from Anthony Parker, and from Kennedy it was Hakeem Trueheart with 16. But Xavier is heading to the semifinal to take on the winner of St. Bernard or Windsor. The final, 54-50. We'll be back on Wednesday to broadcast the #2 Waterbury Career Academy Spartans as they take on the Platte Panthers in the Division III semifinal. The winner heads to Mohegan Sun. But until then, everybody be safe tomorrow with the snow, rain, sleet, whatever it may be. And we'll see you Wednesday from Naugatuck High School at 7 p.m. Pregame at 6:50. Tip at 7 p.m. So long, everybody.